Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. KGB. Testing 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to KG5 for our final game of today's Statewide Cup Finals Day between the Kingborough Lions and South Hobart Football Club in the men's under-21s Statewide Cup Final. My name is Tanner Code. I will do my absolute best to get myself through this call today, as I have lost my voice during the Statewide Cup Final. Congratulations to Kingborough on that one. Just going to run through our team lineups now. Kingborough will start with Lockie Schofield in goals, followed by Oliver Griggs, Jade Dolliver, the captain, Tristan Galt, Joel Weir, Benjamin Corrocti, Austin Hughes, Zachary Caster-Roberts, Faisal Badley, Ewan Carrius, Willen Stainsby. South Hobart, on the other hand, will start with Thomas Cordell in goals, followed by Patrick Masimpaka, Cooper White, Jack Knowles, Lachlan Hanna, Nicholas Wright, Elijah Swan, Amon Kokola, Jasper Evans, Lewis Brew, and Hugh Blacklow. Kingborough will go into this one as favourites today, sitting pretty at the top of the table in the NPL Under-21s competition. South Hobart, they're hanging in there well though, still in the top 6 currently. Should be a really fantastic showcase of where our development football is going. Just about to get underway here. Fantastic that the lights are now holding back up to go out earlier in the Statewide Cup final. We are underway. Head away well there from Kingborough. Hobart now on a lovely run, just making their way through that corridor. Switch it to Masimpaka. Couldn't keep that one in. Long throw comes. It's well cleared away there by the South Hobart captain, Nicholas Wright. Captain Dolliver. Lions just have to watch out for that press there. That was coming really aggressively from Lewis Brew. It was good vision from Hugh and Carriers. Unfortunately, no one was there. It's now Swan. Low driven. Mason Parker was blocked off well, and it will be a corner for South Hobart. Comes in. Schofield just unfortunately lost that one. Hannah. Coca-Cola. Shot can only go into the hands of Schofield. Really good aggression there shown from Cooper White for South. Getting right into his back. Long throw comes. Nothing doing on that one. Galt sends it as long as he possibly can. Now coming through is Galt. Oh, bit of a shoulder. Play does go on. Awea does well with the recovery. Carrius. Hughes. Lions will now reset. Sends the long ball down Carrius' direction. It's headed away well from South Hobart defence. Swan. Well works there from Brew. Mason Parker was really pushing that pressure on for South Hobart. Play called on there from Cooper White. Knowles. South now reset. Keeper Tom Scordle just looking for any direction. Goes to his captain Nicholas Wright. Right on his bike. Still going through his right. It's really good packing play there. Mason Parker linked him up. Cleared well there from Dolliver. Kokola. Right. Right, just looking for that option to present. Knowles. Right. Hannah. Knowles. Kokola. Swan. This is better from South Hobart, now making their way through the passages. Takes aim, just over. Really good attacking flair there from Cooper White. Fortunately for him, it was just over the bar. He'll go out for a throw.
Okay, be ready for seconds. Good take.
Hannah. Push back through the caudal. Up comes Knowles. Kokola. Still Kokola. Work there from Knowles. Swan. Brew. South Hobart now in a really dangerous play here. Very good low-driven shot from Lewis Brew. Ooh, collision of bodies. Nicholas Wright and Benjamin Kuratiki. It's cleared long. Really great challenge. Coming through there was Brew. Brew steps aside, still walking through is Brew. Blacklow just can't keep that one in. Savo bringing that one back in. That's a really good touch. Oh, it's just over. Really good attacking play there from Kokola. That's fantastic press from Brew. Now back to Wright. Hannah. And it goes low, driven. It's a really good turnaround there from Kingborough. Still coming through the lines. Karoti. Can't get that one in. Oliver. Carrius. It's really good attacking build there from Lions. Trying to send that free ball to Korotiki. Lions can feel that pressure though, Carrius. Really good rebuild there from South Hobart. Now they're on the switch. Kokola. It's going to the left, now to the right. Sends in the ball. It's just over the bar. Lions is now bringing that one through. Ball clear there from right. Once again on the lob. Few appeals. South Hobart, they really didn't think that was a corner. We'll have to see how this final play does happen. The flag has gone up for offside. Just letting our viewers know that there will be a commentary change due to me losing my voice, so I'm very thankful that Alex Mummery is stepping in for me, Alex. Thank you for joining us today.
Just a quick commentary change on the fly. Good to have a number of people up here. Sorry that Tanner lost his voice, but off the ground anyway, so get back underway. The Bird's Nest up here in KG5. It's 0-0 here in the first half. Down to 21's Statewide Cup final. Badley heads away. And can't get it out of the middle there. And we'll move it forward to the Twisted Gulp direction. It does get it down in the end. Ball comes in quickly for Tiger Harper. Tom Cordell to collect. Still in the last game mode there. Brew. Coming back the other way with Kingborough through Ochwiwa. Comes down the line. Get a low cross in here. Goes low in the end. Goalmouth scramble. And away and out into a counter-attacking opportunity here for South Hobart. Cooper White. Goes for a long switch. It's a lovely ball for Mazimpaka. try to get out here. South Hobart with slightly better possession so far in the first half. As in Pucker. Now Kingborough with a bit of controlled possession. Oliver Griggs bringing it out. Play nicely out. Find Faisal Badley. Comes up the line. And South Hobart trying to play through the midfield. Cooper White not able to make out much progress. Fielded again by South Hobart with Jack Knowles. Very patient play, and you will find this with players who've come through the South Hobart system. Play that ball on the ground and look for those overlapping runs. Brew can't get through, and being a throw in Kingborough. Just the energy in the ground is a little bit different after it was an absolutely pulsating cup final. Again, well marshalled by the South Hobart defence. Corder will get it going again. Knowles. To Louis Brew. I mean, drifting all over the park so far. Go down the left side now. And maybe a slightly unneeded clearance there by the Kingborough centre-back. Lockie Schofield in the Kingborough goals. Wanted to come for that. Will concede a throw in. White will throw it in. And Nick Wright goes down the line. To Evans. And could be another goal kick. We're bringing it up the field now. Long diagonal. As in Packer, nice header down. Quite a tall right back. Going to beat him in the air too well as they both go for it. And shoved out of play. It'll just be a throw in. Karofsky couldn't. Did make the challenge there. Nick Wright going down the line. South again. They'll try to get their head up here. It's a little bit direct and cleared away again by Castle Roberts. Interesting to sort of see these younger players step up on what is quite a big stage for them. Probably a bigger crowd than they would have played it in front of. A lot of Kingborough Lions fans have stuck around to watch potentially another cup victory, a double. Trophies aren't, one of those teams that aren't always stocked full of silverware, at least in the senior comps. Evans couldn't get through there. A massive opportunity today after already winning the Lacka Celtic Cup and qualifying for the Australia Cup. To win the double in the under-21s would be stuff of dreams for those down the southern outlet. Let's drive in again by Evans. And he gets out. And a bit of frustration there from Nick Wright. Not able to track that one down. Quite a player to watch, I would say, throughout if you are interested in who can sort of push up and play at that NPL level, or who sort of has already, like one of these classic options who's getting a little bit of time for South Hobart right now. I did speak to Hugh Graham actually at the beginning of last season. Worked with Hugh before in a coaching capacity, and he's one of the coaches over at South Hobart under Jeff Brown, at least for the under 21s. He may coach the championship team. And big raps on Nick Wright down at South Hobart. Obviously has the captain's armband. I'd also say that in that same conversation, I think he mentioned Rex Maddock to me, and see how that's been going. Rex really pushing through at that NPL level. And again, I think this is the strengths of South Hobart, is that youth development. We have a good rep for it. Kingborough, I think, have a pretty large catchment area. That's what everyone sort of comment on around. They have a big junior program, big social program. Same with the women's side as well. Very, sort of one of the bigger clubs in terms of player numbers. Do they have that drilling that you get through the sort of South Hobart Academy? Maybe with under the leadership of John Fennick, I think Kingborough are sort of looking to build that up. You can see it just with the amount of supporters that they have here tonight already. South Hobart, though, most of the ascendancy here. The Swan, an interesting shot and a really desperate save from Lockie Schofield. Almost chipped over. And under 21s, maybe not the tallest of keepers going around Schofield, but an athletic save. A nice sort of chance of the arm kind of shot from South Hobart. First real good opportunity of today. This corner comes in. It's headed away. Trying to get it up towards Ojuiwa. Here's Brew. Nazim Packer shapes to shoot and slices his shot out of the way. Both teams are really trying to play that ball on the ground. Play sort of fast football. Here's Galt. Oh, big challenge in. Hazapaka goes absolutely flying in the challenge there. Just had a little bit too much pace worked up, and Castle Roberts makes the foul. Elijah Swan, player who shot it from deep, will be over it. Actually tries for a sneaky sort of front post, almost shot. Jasper Evans getting to the ball first for South Hobart. Shown how to play by Zach Castle Roberts again. South just starting to turn the screws a little bit on Kingborough. Kingborough leaving three players quite high at the moment, looking for sort of a counter-attacking opportunity. It will have Nick Wright in a lot of space here. We'll shift it back out right. And it comes back in again. No real threat from Swan's cross. I'm liking the shape of this South Hobart midfield with Kukala and Wright. Here is Wright, bustling through the middle. Plays it to Blacklow. He can't quite get through the challenge. Now South, lots of pressure. Swan with a step over, back to Wright. Nice little half turn. Tries to stand it back up, and it's well blocked out of play. Jade Dolliver, the captain, challenge. Oh, that's a bit of a sloppy corner. Almost went out on the sideline. I probably would have flagged for that myself. This one with a short corner almost just went straight out of play. Here he is again, though. He's bustling through now. Nice and low. It's a really hard cross. Mazenpaka's in there. Kukula. And Kingborough counter here. Hughes looking for Galt. Galt has pace to burn. Does get there first. And then goes through the back of the South Hobart defender. Cooper White, two of the quicker players on the pitch there. It's one thing, again, sometimes you just hear little murmurs, when you're an NPL commentator, but also involved in the football community about who's a player to watch. Tristan Galt is one of those players. I remember who I was speaking to, they just said he's absolutely rapid. And you could see there, once he got on his bike, really pressuring. The thing in the under 21s is some of these players are a little bit younger, maybe a little bit less developed, but a few of them probably in their athletic primes, in their early 20s, 18 level. Some of the pace that you'll see on display today, we won't see that at too many other levels across Tasmania. South with another corner. It's Elijah Swan. One of the more diminutive types of players. With quality. His ball almost an Olympico. Apparently went out of play first. Schofield, very athletic in the Kingborough goals. He's also one who has had a bit of a cup of tea at senior level, sort of understudy at Kingborough. Nick O'Connell at the moment. Before that, Kawano. Two excellent keepers they've had at the senior level. I think good players to develop under. You'd like to see sort of what happens in the next few years, whether that's moving into championship or pushing for that number one spot, or looking elsewhere. He's a talented keeper. Again, maybe not the most size on him. Cordell definitely the length in the South Hobart goals. He will just have it at his feet at the moment, Thomas Cordell. Here's Swan. And super impressive already. Found a midfield play. Looks to have something about him. Lockie Hanna trying to move it up. Brew. Mazenpaka. Kukula. Just a little bit of play through to Blacklow. Kukula again. Now goes down the line and sliding challenge by Badley. He wins a goal kick. About half an hour played here in the under-21s statewide cup final. And again, South Hobart just starting to really put the pressure on Kingborough. I think the first 15 or 20 is a little bit more even. And again, Kingborough will try to play out as much as they can, but the pressure, again, is strong. And they're just struggling to make much progress up this left wing at the moment, Kingborough. It's the side they're trying to go at. And it's just this space that South Hobart create behind the play. Really stretch the midfield of Kingborough. And you can see they're not pressing high. They're making Galt do a little bit of work up there as the striker for Kingborough. They're shifting it around nicely. That's a nice overlapping run by Cooper White. Up here on that right foot. Looks for the overlap. No offside. It does come in the end. A bit of a late flag. long. We couldn't quite get up there. And now South Hobart again to push forward. Here's Swan linking up with Wright well. Lockie Hanna. No space up forward with him. And Wright will just recycle possession. Kingborough very patient in defence at the moment. Hanna splits the pass. Mazimpaka. Again, Lockie Hanna look to build up for South Hobart. Jack Knowles at centre back. Mazimpaka. Looking for Brew, who's just straight offside. Carrius making the interception. Oliver, the captain, will get it back underway. It's a little bit loose in the midfield there. Now they go long again. Badley, Kagojwiwa. He's got some pace as well. Goes low and hard, looking for Galt. And big challenge and away hard. Both players going down, and Kagojwiwa stayed down. We're just looking to shake that one off a little bit. Jack Knowles, first real emergency piece of defending he's had to do today. Go up in the air and then fall to the feet of a Kingborough player. Kagojwiwa was lurking at the top of the box as Badley, a little bit of an opportunistic strike. Well out, almost into the cricket nets up there, the other KG5. South again, patient play. And Kingborough not pressing too high. Maybe that's something they'll look to do more in the second half if they're dealing with the sniff. Swan. And those step overs. Mazimpaka. Almost good block. Oliver's in there. Oliver will clear. Kagojwiwa. Galt, can't quite get there. Kukula. And Swan looking for the through pass now. Didn't quite get round the outside there. Hugh Blacklow. That's probably sniff of a bit of space, really, for any South Hobart forward. Threat's been coming from their midfield so far. Ball coming in over Mazimpaka's head. Away by Badley again. Galt. Knowles making a timely intervention though. Badley again. White with a good interception there. Goes to Swan. Just finding those pockets of space. Again, fancy footwork. Wants the left foot with a through ball. See what he's looking for there. Not quite the weighted pass that you need to see. been with us throughout the day. Massive day of cup football here at KG5. Luckily, have been able to get the light tower fixed for the game that has needed it. Here's Galt. Big challenge in. And Knowles coming to the fore. Well, Kukula. Swan making a late run. Blacklow. Just able to keep possession. Lockie Hanna now. A little half switch. Lots of possession for South Hobart. See how well drilled they are. This is the other aspect of junior football. We do get sort of players in the same age range. Haven't played together for a long time. Here's Swan. He goes down, half a shout of a penalty. Blacklow. Well saved by Schofield. Straight at him. Solid hands. Hannah's going to have to be good in the air, and is. Mazin Paka. There's Castle Roberts. Able to just put enough pressure on South Hobart right back. He's got Mazin Paka for company again. Didn't get a call. Galt. Not coming back from on offside position. Bit of footwork. Using that pace again. Out wide. Ojwiwa. Galt again. Knowles again. Knowles has been very important for South Hobart, making those defensive interventions so far today. And again, just from someone who is involved with coaching, albeit on the women's side of football at the moment, it's very nice to see some of these younger players get a bit of a spotlight, see where to next, sort of who might have something to push on to that next level. The South, the advantage they do have is just the amount of teams. With the Champ 1 and the Championship side, as well as another 21s, and then the NPL setup as well. It does mean that they can sort of hold on to a lot of these players and keep them in the system. If they take a little bit longer to develop, they can sort of find themselves at that championship level, and even at Champ 1 level as a career Resi's player at best. Sometimes that's just where you should play. You can have fun still, and they do have some very strong teams in that setup as well. Here's Hannah. Right. Goes for Knowles. Knowles been probably their main defensive player. Joining in with the build-up as well. An interesting little shape in possession that South Hobart under Jeff Brown sort of employing here. Brown, one of these coaches who's been kicking around a little while, a few different clubs, and I think a lot of the South Hobart coaching staff has sort of been, I wouldn't say recruited necessarily. As Swan goes and hits well, and it hits the crossbar. What a strike from Elijah Swan. The follow-up from Jasper Evans is just not quite on. He's almost chipped the keeper twice now, Elijah Swan. Schofield at that time was well beaten, but couldn't beat the crossbar as well. And that definitely is the closest chance of the game. As I was saying, just having a little bit of a chat about coaching. Yeah, I think Jeff Brown and Hugh Graham obviously coming through a little bit with Knights and a little bit at university as well, coaching the senior setup there. Sort of got this battery of young coaches to get a little bit of experience under Max Clark, and now that he's moved on, they've stayed Pete Edwards. I know Brown was at Zebras for a little while. Quite hear the same for Kingborough, and I guess that's part of them not having the amount of teams that South Hobart do. probably the one thing that they have excellent facilities and have just dropped a couple of their champ teams, which I think is absolutely fine if you can't sustain it. You don't want to push any of your more competitive squads too thinly. South are probably one of the only clubs that do all 4 men's teams. Pushing forward again here, South Hobart. Kukula. Brew, cutting back inside, a nice foot in there again by Castle Roberts. It's probably had the most to do for Kingborough today, sort of playing as the most advanced midfielder for them, but really sticking back in shape. It's really just Galt and then everyone else is tucked in. Blacklow turns the corner well, uses his strength and gets a shot away, but does go out of play off a Kingborough foot. You can see now that South are really on top in terms of possession. So almost hitting half-time here. Decent ball in. Follow up. It's a little bit speculative by Evans. Kukula. He's also got something about him as well. Decision making. He's Galt. Away. This is just as a coach and as a midfield player. I like to think of myself as a midfield player as well. Just, you can sort of see that level that Kukula and Swan in particular have. Just pushing on, sort of as almost dual 10s now, as Badley tries to make a challenge on White, and does, falls over and makes a good sliding challenge in the end. Here's Swan. Just like his little step overs, tries a little dink over the top, doesn't get there. That low centre of gravity, Elijah Swan gets around the outside of Castle Roberts. Comes back in and away. Good header. Not quite teed up for White. He'll give it to White instead. Almost shapes to shoot. Ball back in and away by Dolliver. Golf's come back in. Dolliver trying to get his head in again. A lot of bodies at the top of the box. Follow-up does come. Easily collected by Schofield. Hannah. Little header off. And again, can be a little bit, I wouldn't say frustrating, but a little bit typical of a South team. Again, they're not playing it South Hobart. They just sort of, okay, let's get it settled. Let's get back into our structured build-up. Let's get our number 6 dropping back in, and then he'll carry it forward. The Kingborough, that won't worry them too much. They can sort of start to spring Galt a little bit more. But Knowles has really been on his hammer so far. There isn't that much of a pace advantage as quick as Tristan Galt is. Got that combination of speedy and skillful, which is very hard to beat. The only way to beat that is just with a little bit of extra nous, a little bit of creativity maybe. Hannah shielding off. And Tom Cordell will collect quite easily. Just take a little bit of a second, and again, we'll speak about it all night. Centre back's wide, full back's very high. Hannah takes the space that's given to him, and he looks for a through ball again for Blacklow. Nicely done by Carrius. Some good feet. He tries to release Galt again. They're looking a bit longer now, Kingborough, not trying to play out really at all. Hannah under a bit of pressure. Touches a tiny bit off from Ollie Griggs. Castle Roberts. Ojwia. And again, Knowles, just a rock at the back there for South Hobart so far in this game. pretty much will send us to half-time here in the final of the Under-21s Statewide Cup. There it is. Referee Jethro Clark does blow the whistle. And we are 0-0 here at KG5. Bit of a later start than usual due to the exciting nature of the Subject Cup final. 0-0 here. South Hobart definitely on top. Had a lot of the play and have really dominated possession. But Kingborough have been hanging in there. They've had a few little counter-attacking opportunities. And honestly, all the shots that have been most dangerous have been from a fair distance. So they'll be... I don't think they'll be buoyed going into the sheds, but they'll be happy they've kept it at 0-0. And that will give them a bit of an opportunity, as we saw in the other game. Just got to keep it in striking distance, and anything can happen in cup football. Thanks again for joining us, and I'll leave you to have a little break, maybe grab some dinner in the halftime break. And I hope anyone who has been sessioning the finals from this morning all the way today is still locked in with us. Go grab that sustenance, maybe make a cup of tea, and we'll be right back with you in just a few moments.
We've made some new hires. Ooh.
Introducing Macca's Korean Barbecue Dunk Range.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it.
Welcome back to KG5 for the second half of the Under-21 Statewide Cup Final between Kingborough Lions and South Hobart Football Club. Beautiful, cool evening here following the rest of the Cup Final action. You can strap yourself back in 45 minutes, perhaps more. Give it as good training for the World Cup that's coming up in a few weeks. Going to be sessioning games overnight and in the morning. It's been a big day of cup action here. 0-0 in this one so far. Probably hasn't quite sparked into life just yet. Really a bit of a familiar passage of play between South Hobart kind of keeping possession and Kingborough trying to release their pacier sort of players. I've watched a little bit of under-21s football this season. Again, I'm interested more in the women's and social football space. Tend to be like pretty barnstorming sort of games. As Kukula comes through and has a shot. Swan follows up with a low drive. Nice save by Schofield. South Hobart look to just announce their little bit of intent about this second half. It's probably thinking about what both teams would have had a bit of a chat about at half-time. South had enough possession to really completely dominate the game. But again, maybe not really translating into opportunities yet. And just a little bit more directness may just help them in the second half, although hopefully wearing teams down can be just as effective as strategy. Some big challenges coming in there from both sides. Blacklow, South Hobart players in there. Oliver's pass is a little bit dicey. It's sorted out in the end. They'll go wide. Here's White. Badly, pretty solid back there at fullback. Cooper White. They go short again. It's floated up. Big fly. And headed away. Then Stainsby, centre back. Oliver comes across and clears. Swan. Right. Little inside ball. Kukula hits it well with a bit of a sidewinding, spinning shot that almost found its way into the top corner. Nice, powerful shot by Eamon Kukula. Schofield says, get out of the box and I'll go long. It's a little bit of a miss-hit. Doesn't matter, they do get it up there in the end. They do go quickly, the Lions. Skorotki tries to go up the line and then cops a little bit of afters on the way out after losing the ball, and Wright just comes up and has a chat to him and says, mate, just chill out a bit. That often doesn't help things. But then referee Jethro Clark helped to sort things out. Not the best clearance by Caudle. Odriwa right onto it, goes down the line. What's his left foot? Cuts back in. Curling ball almost finds the top bin. Caudle with a punch. And it's followed up and away. Might have been Kurotki there on the shot. That's Kingborough's best player of the game for sure. Nice bit of wing play. get it back. It's a cut back on his left foot. I'd be sitting on that a little bit eventually. The South Hobart defender, given what you really wanted to cut back in. It was a good ball in the end. Put it into a really hot spot. Caudle, I thought, almost overcommitted on the outside. Actually made a very important little punch away. South will look to respond here. Ball comes in, goes over Blacklow's head. It falls for Kukala. And he puts it wide. Game starting to open up here in the under-21 statewide cup final. Really just starting to get a bit of momentum into this game, I think. As I was saying, I think all supporters just coming off the high, I guess, excitement of that Racker Cup final. There's a foul. Right, just a little bit infringed on the way out by Castle Roberts. Zimpaka with a long raking ball. White again. There's a left foot this time. Stainsby makes a block. Goes low again. They're all queuing up the back post again. And it just rebounds. You can see how frustrated Kukola is. Right, chopping it back in the box. Over Badley's head. No rush to get out there too fast. And Kingborough, the defensive shape's a little bit all over the place here, but they've got it back together as Stainsby gets his foot in. Schofield clears. Right, in the right position. Cooper White. Little shake of the hips. It hits it well. A raking ball across the face of goal. Set up short and then go along again, and there's a few South Hobart players just ready to get into the Kingborough keeper up the far end. We'll bring it down here though, looking for the splitting pass for Karotki. Foot race now. Mazimpaka is there. Karotki wins the ball. Comes back out. Briggs. His ball in. It's high, it's long, and well taken. Ooh, dropped by Caudle, but I think Ojuiwa had just fouled, might have been Hannah at the back post there. Those players, sorry, Cooper White. A bit of friendly sort of competition between these two. Standing over the other side doing the ground announcing. Just putting it in on each other, but all smiles at the end. I'd like to see that. Maybe a little bit of familiarity. Two clubs very close geographically. Culturally as well in some respects, as Badley uses his body well, pokes it away, which we play it back inside. Very direct ball in the Galt direction, and the first touch is not a bad one. Cordell went behind, he comes out in the end. Gets there well. It's that threat of Tristan Galt. Hannah and Knowles, equally quick. I'm liking to see the sort of pace of these under-21s. The quickness. That's always been a feature of sort of that last level of underage football before you make the step up into seniors. It's quick. Even, I'll say back in my day, but even going back sort of 5-10 years ago, more direct play. We had South Hobart, even back then, were playing a little bit more possession based, but these days most sort of underage teams very well drilled in how they want to build up. I think you see a bit of discourse online about the lament of that breeding away creativity, but I don't necessarily think so. I think structured. Honestly, a bit more just solid in how players pass to each other rather than just lumping it forward and running. You see the evolution in watching these games. Kukola looking for the 1-2, doesn't get it back. Swan with a little bit of space. A little bit less influence in this second half. Probably South's best player in the first. Stands it up and goes long and wide. Tiny bit wasteful way out. There. Totally can't quite get there. Swan. Yes, sort of run. It's a loop. Hard strike. West flying in the top corner. Schofield having to take evasive action. Swan, he's diminutive, but once he gets going, he's got that close control. Can really just keep the ball at will. Running with it at pace there. Karaki trying to track that one down. Again, South Hobart with another good opportunity, but they can't quite make it stick at the moment. They've had a few longer shots, a few crosses right to the goal mouth that just haven't quite been finished off, or a little bit of evasive defending from the Lions. Creating chances. I think from the fans' perspective, they'd be wanting to see something go in at some point. Again, Evans this time. They will get a corner this time. A bit of just some interesting vibes at KG5. We sort of entered that twilight zone. 4 games in a day. Interesting characters around the pitch. Everyone's getting a bit tired, a little bit loose. Here's Swan. It's a great ball in. Does get sorted out in the end by Kingborough. Poked away. Hold it up. They go wide in the Ojuiwa direction. You want to cut in on that left. Goes around the outside. Beats his man and has a shot. Kingborough supporters behind the bench want a handball. They don't get one. Almost there. He left. Drew left wide in his dust. I thought for a second if he went down, there might have been a penalty sort of shout in terms of for a foul. Sorry, I'm just watching. The referees had a little chat on the side just to make sure there wasn't a handball there. They'll end up saying, no, we'll just take the corner. Great ball into the box, caught elbow, easily taken. Didn't get the Arsenal blocking players in front of the keeper there. Now South have a bit of space to sort of run, but they get blocked off. Right, immediately back. He wants it again, doesn't get it back until now. Space to turn. Again, it's very admirable, just the confidence on the ball from a lot of these young players. Half turn. Goes back into the Kukola direction. Nice switch. Jasper Evans overlapping for White. Left foot. Again, tees it up to the top of the penalty spot. This time, a Kingborough player is right there. The return run was a good one. Just evading the South Hobart strikers at the moment. White goes in, little sneaky ball to the front post, and that one just flashes across the face of the goal. Absolutely peppering the Kingborough keeper's net, well, not the net, but the goal mouth right now. It's just can't quite stick it in the back of the net yet, South Hobart. Coaching perspective, you could just hear Hugh Graham saying it is coming. Just want to see more and more of that. If they can't quite finish their dinner, that's just a technical issue. They want to be creating good opportunities, and the referee has picked up a foul. No advantage given. See Jasper Evans on the near side here. Just a little bit frustrated at that. We'll get another Elijah Swan curling ball in. It's always the ones you underestimate. Smaller, he's the smallest player on the pitch, but some of the best quality so far. That's another decent dead ball in. Some puckers there. Away by the Lions. Right. Drops off. Looking for the switch. They can't get it. Nicely done by Kingborough to keep their shape there. Badly not pressing too high. Looking for Evans to cut in. They are sitting on that right foot. And they're doing the right thing there to keep it off. Right has space to shoot. Connects pretty well. Stewart's past the left-hand post of Lockie Schofield. Again, South Hobart. Rangefinder. Just a little bit off. Getting very, very close to scoring here. Right, with a bit of a temple header. Badley has Ojulua up there. Just a little bit too much on the pass. Tom Caldwell in the South Hobart goals. Well done. Stainsby coming up and winning the ball from centre back. A lot to do for Stainsby and Dolliver so far today. This is where the real contest has been. I see the difference, but just in that South Hobart midfield, its defence has been very strong today. Comes forward now. Spin out of trouble by Kukola. Blacklow. Wide. Mazinpaka with the cross. And away. With another corner. This time it will be an outswinger. Swan again. Near post. Blacklow. Tee it back up. His midfield compatriot. Little cut in. And geez, that faked me out up here. So in the commentary box. In the commentary scaffold. And so there was a little deflection the referee's picked up on. And it will be another corner for South Hobart. I apologise to anyone who might suffer from a little bit of colour blindness. Two very dark sort of sides, both with the dark shorts. Evans' shot is blocked off, and Schofield will collect as much as some of the players behind him will just get into him a little bit. Mazinpaka. Blacklow turns one way then the other. Can't set up Evans on the wing. Here he is, Evans. It's a low ball. And Schofield quickly down to his left. So quite a lot to do. Down there, Lockie Schofield. As Ojuiwa goes up and wins a header. Galt's in behind here. It doesn't quite sit for him. Goes for it anyway. Don't know why he kept that in. I think that would have been a corner. And the follow-up from Hughes. Just enough to win a throw-in. As we get some subs here. As Blackload comes off. I'm assuming, given the Tiger chance, we'll be getting Tiger Nakamura on for South Hobart. Also, we'll get Luca Wilcox on for Kingborough in the number 9 jersey. Feed up to the top of the box. It's Castle Roberts. Spins one way. Which we was offside. He was in behind. He missed it anyway. Kicks out at the post in anger. One of these ones where kind of frustrate yourself for not scoring, but you would have been offside anyway. Kingborough, that's probably, I don't want to say their best, but one of the better opportunities that they've had today. Now just starting to make just a little bit of an inroad into the South Hobart setup here. South haven't been as clinical as they were in the first half, just in terms of their build-up play. It's a nice long ball. And steaming through is Mazimpaka. There's some space in behind, though. Castle Roberts. Ball in behind. Here's Galt. Getting that pace, and again, it's offside. The pacey number 7. Going up forward. The Lions. You could see he was like, oh, finally some space to run into. Head down. Offside, unfortunately, for the Lions supporters. They'll be on a cloud 9 anyway. I think anything in the under-21s will be absolutely gravy for them. Massive day for the club. Again, just marking on the Lacka Seljuk Cup victory. Pretty much their first piece of senior silverware. This for a long time, and there was a Summer Cup win over a decade ago now. But, Summer Cup doesn't even really exist, not to the storied level of the Statewide Cup, and certainly not to sort of a Premier League. Or, it's hard to know with the State League sort of changes over the years, but they'll be looking to push forward under John Fennick, and I think seeing the other 21s in the finals, again, is just that sign that how building something at Kingborough. They've been talking about that a lot throughout the last year and a half since John Fennick's come on board. Ball coming wide from Nick Wright. So we'll drop the shoulder. It's a powerful shot. And again, it just whips across the face of Lockie Schofield's goals. South Hobart silverware has become a little bit of second nature to them. Obviously winning League and Cup double in the men's last year. Devonport have been the main challengers in the 21s over the years. 2 years ago down at the 10, Devonport upset by Zebras in the under-21s Cup final. This contested ball for Luca Wilcox. He heads it on. Now White will throw it in. I'll spread it across to Hannah. trying to play through right as much as they can. That's a lovely little splitting pass. White with some space to roam again. Sitting off a little bit, South Hobart now. Nakamura's ball in's a dangerous one. Schofield comes. White. Right. Fancy footwork. And a bit of arguing, and it will come out South Hobart's way in the wash. Low and hard, and well taken again by Schofield, who might be close to man of the match for Kingborough so far. He's had a lot to do in there, in between the sticks, the team in the blue and the black. We were causing chaos again. One thing I will say about Atterbury's side is they do play to their strengths, the Kingborough Lions. Very well organised in their shape at the moment, and they want to play through their quick wingers, especially against a team like South, which we were always a threat. Here's Nakamura, substitute for South Hobart. His shot is blocked. White measuring that ball. See how they trust him so much. He's really just ticking that ball over, keeping the tempo. Nicely done by Kokola, and another great save by Lockie Schofield. I think that was one of the better positioned strikes that South have had today. Kokola, when he can get on the ball in a bit of space, he's got something different about him. I like to see little jinking sort of turns. So there's a player behind, just downed at the moment, getting stretched out by the South Hobart physio. Quite identify who it is. It may be Elijah Swan, given he's not over the corner at the moment. Looks like Kokola will come over. The style of the longer shorts, the longer socks. The modern sort of style is more like the Nakamura that you've got there, the smaller socks. Mixing it up. Some swag about it. We get one more substitution here. It looks like they will make a change, South Hobart. See what we get on the fourth officials board. Ivan Giselic over there. Swan is up now and he's limping off. Does look like he's in a little bit of pain. Your ankle or something for the midfielder from South Hobart. He's had himself a game, to be fair, on South Hobart's best. As they do make a substitution. The big number 9, Jarrah Moore, coming on. Straight into a bit of physicality in the box. He's running in near post, jumps for it. Pucker's in there. He'll get it again and he will spray over the top. We haven't had enough football today. Just keeping the prospect of extra time in this one. I'm enjoying the commentary so far. It's been an energetic game. Still no score. Again, we should award a prize for anyone who's watched every minute of all 4 games. Maybe a couple of people out there. There's a few people in the stands here who've been here locked in all 4 sessions. Milwaukee getting over the top in the under-18s women's statewide cup final, and then the senior women's statewide cup final. Also, obviously Devonport, as things tend to be at the moment. Devonport Strikers getting up in that one. Fairly comfortable victors in the end. Move it forward through White. Louis Brew. Just working his way back sort of through the middle. See if they've changed any shape with the subs that they've made, South Hobart. Two subs now. Looks like Brew's playing through the middle. And Nakamura. It was an inside forward. Brew goes wide, and White has to come back and field it. There's even the keepers coming up. They're trying to just dominate possession again here. Can they wear the Lions down? Are the Lions comfortable in defence? So about 75 minutes. Got 15 minutes to make it count, at least in normal time. Definitely been the team with the more chances. They might have to start pushing a little bit harder in the next 10 minutes or so if they want to get a result in normal time. Nice little ball up. Jinking play by Kokola again. A little bit frustrated again on the exit. Very much a lively play. You can see he has high standards for what he wants in the end product. There's that age-old question. How do you break down a well-structured defence? The Lions have been disciplined today. Very nice and narrow midfield three. And really just coming into that sort of almost a 4-4-2 sort of zonal shape. You get a lot of teams as Kokola goes through and cops one on their way out. He's in a bit of pain, a little bit winded. Comes back in. And Nakamura can't track that one down. Go out for another corner as Kokola is still a little bit hobbled. Ball coming in and up, and Schofield punches away. Lovely by Brew. This time shoots and Schofield scoops it up again. Can't quite find just that little toe that they need just to divert the ball into the back of the net. Now Kingborough will counter, that's much too strong. Sort of remarking on how things have changed in under 21s football over the years. Over 10 years now. I was playing down there, but that's the sort of ball that you see a lot of. Just a little bit hasty, looking for it in behind. But if you get it right, it will be threatening. Jeremore. First proper touch, cuts inside and well in again. Sam Wilcox and Stainsby with the blocking play. They're under the pump here, the Lions. South Hobart are very much giving them a thorough examination of their defence. Can they keep it together? Another substitution here, this time for Kingborough. This time Jay Watkins coming on. It was Karotki coming off. with the two men left up front. So doesn't have far to run. Ball comes in, bounces in the box, and then cannons off a knee. I think it might have been more. And it's just not falling for South Hobart at the moment. I think on another day, we could have had 2 or 3 goals already. It's one of these ones that isn't quite falling for them. Castle Roberts goes back with the flight well. Hoofed out by Lockie Hanna. Substitute Watkins. First touch of the game. Tees it back up. Half a second from being on this near side. Almost thought it had a bit of a seeing eyes way of just finding its way into the back of the net there, but not to be. Trying to work in the baseball pole to the seeing eye single. Doesn't quite work, does it? In the football. Corner does come in. It's a looping sort of ball and big jump, I think, from Dolliver at the back post. Maybe it was Castle Roberts, actually. He's on his bike and out of here. South. This time go a bit faster. Again, they're in no rush. Spreading the play. And can they make Kingborough uncomfortable? I think in the width they want to use. They're playing a lot through. Mazimpaka with battle with Ochwiwa. They swapped over sides as well, the fullbacks, South Hobart, with White going over to the right-hand side. And Mazimpaka coming on the left. A little bit of a shift from Jeff Brown on the South Hobart sidelines. Here's Nakamura now in a bit of space. A little bit of space to run now for Matt Nakamura. What's that white foot? Cuts in, tees it up. Great save by Schofield. Away by Wilcox only just. And this time Kingborough on the break. Ochwiwa looking for Galt on the overlap and he's offside again. Blocked off anyway. Some real end-to-end stuff there. Jasper Evans with the shot. And smart save right down to his right. Again, Lockie Schofield. Did say it earlier. Might be man of the match so far. The Kingborough keeper. He's had a fair bit to do. Another change is made. And the Kingborough Lions dug out. Confirm the plays for you. Dougal Ferguson, the man to come on. With the free kick. It's a big long ball from Griggs. And pretty easily dealt with in the end. And out for a goal kick. Not long to go in regulation now. At 7 minutes to go here at KG5. At the moment, we're looking for more extra time, getting more bang for your buck. It's only $10 in to get in today. Again, if you were here all day, much better value than that. Good touch. Again, Brew really coming into the game since that move to midfield. very chill sort of style about him. He comes in, wins the ball, and then just trots off. Both him and Kokola have a slight laconic kind of energy about them, which is not necessarily a bad thing. This time Schofield comes and again judges it well. For half a second it looked like he got trapped underneath it, but well taken in the end. Hughes. Wilcox. Got the cross away. Dolliver. Neatly done by the centre-back. Probably hasn't had a lot of time to pick a pass today. There's lots of defensive work for the South Hobart centre-back as Moles just comes in and picks it out again. He's been impressive today as well. A lot of players having good games. Just need someone to really break it open. Find that goal-scoring energy. Can it be South Hobart? Goes low this time, and that's breakfast for Schofield. And it looks like cramp on the way out for Jasper Evans as well. Don't have to hold it up there as Mazin Packer makes an important change, and then there's a bit of front-on contact. He got the ball and then running at it head first as Lions player. That one would have been a bit painful. Dougal Ferguson, just after coming on, it's not what you want to see. Just full back running at you, full pelt. And hitting your front on. Just a bit of wind taken out of him. Shaking it off now, though. Getting up and on with it. As the physios come on, and then we'll probably have to just get straight back off. Have a quick chat just to make sure he's all good. So it didn't look like he wanted to have too many words after that one. Ferguson. Should be essentially a throw in here, I would say, for Kingborough. Tick over into the almost 12, getting the 11th hour of football here today at KG5. Just take a bit of a breather. There's a few players down. Also player with cramp down behind play still. That's why we're still held up. That's Jasper Evans. So we should got a little bit of a break, having a bit of a chat about that football that has happened today. It's just the prospect of the Australia Cup, which is pretty much unheard of for a team like the Lions. It hasn't been a competition that's been in action for too many years, but only the couple of teams have been managed to sort of go on those road trips away. And, you know, the potential of an A-League team visiting Lightwood Park, that would be absolutely just a joy. I'd be down there. I'm not a Lions supporter. I'm a supporter of any NPL side, I should say. Just put that out there. However, I do like to see a story in football. Someone keep an eye on these things. Team, I would almost sort of liken Kingborough, kind of almost a Tottenham club, you know, always been around the mark, but never really got over the mark. And today, able to get that piece of silverware. They might make it from two with the under-21s here. They're still in this game. South Hobart definitely should have, I don't want to ever say should, but have had some very good opportunities. It's almost into added time here. Now Kingborough have the throw. Launched in by Carrius. Stainsby's come up for it. He's going to tee it back up for Carrius. It's a low ball. Goltz into the back stick. Dolliver goes in, doesn't get the ball. Now Moore on his bike. He's absolutely herring up the pitch. Got some players in pursuit. Now squares it for Nakamura. He's going to cut in that right and hits and blocked. And they get out of trouble, Lions. Just for a second. No one up in front of him, though, Ferguson, and he'll just launch it into the crowd. Gail Flores will take the throw. He's one of the subs who just came on at that last breaking play. Sorry, I was too busy chewing the fat about the Australia Cup. Sporting the Mo, we'd love to see that in under 21s. Here's Flores. Up the park now. Can he pressure on? Goes around the outside of Wilcox. Makes a challenge. Goes down. Bit of contact. Crowd wanted a penalty. South Hobart wanted a penalty. Referee says no. Sliding in again is Brew. Knowles. Ferguson turns through one. Big challenge again by Knowles. Hasn't been beaten in one-on-one today. Brew. Can't get through. Flores. Ball's a little bit behind. Stainsby now. Ferguson. He's been involved in the game. I think he's brought a little spark for Kingborough since coming on. Go through again here, South Hobart. Right. Had a little bit less influence over this latter part of this second half. Can the captains push his team to victory here? Drives forward, Flores. Going forward. Chipped in. Oh, just evades the flying header. Miles Edwards on there. Someone's down in the box again. We'll go up. They haven't stopped playing. Moore's in the box. Dolliver away. And the referee does stop it as there is a offside call. I think potentially the injured player's offside, which is maybe a little bit harsh. Didn't know about that rule until right now. It might have just been someone else as well. And this will be a big test for the under-21s. You don't play a lot of cup football sort of growing up. 2 hours into a game, young bodies. I mean, many of them excellent athletes. You can see that so far. It is sort of managing a game throughout. Won the full 90, but with that prospect of extra time, in a league matchup, a 0-0 might actually benefit one team over the other. Full-time whistle can't be too far away. That's Eamon Kokola who's gone down. He's looking pretty proppy throughout some of that second half as well. One thing about this KG5 pitch, it is quite fast, and I quite like playing on it. You can play really consistent football. I mean, that was a bit of a change from Darcy Street over the last few years in particular. But it's a bit of an epicenter for sort of knee and ankle injuries. Just getting caught up on that really grippy grass and not having artificial turf boots. As Ferguson goes down, and he yelled out in a bit of pain. He just got clipped on the way out. Lost his tiny shin pad as well. He hobbles on. One of these ones we don't have time to get up. Even if you saw, I think any other time he would have been down. But earns a free kick with a nice spin. Schofield lumps it forward. Nice ball. Stainsby, the back post. Another player down. Chip back up. Ferguson header. And Cordell gets body checked by Stainsby. That will be a free kick. Essentially a slice of cheese as the crowd just get in to the players just a little bit. Lockie Hanna is the player who's down over there in the box. Referee just sorting some things out. We can't be far away from the full-time whistle. After that, some more extra time for you sickos out there. Ferguson again, back underway. Can't be long left. South Hobart now driving forward. Nakamura wants that right foot again, pushes forward with a heavy touch and away by Stainsby, who's been a rock at the back all day for the Lions. Looking for Galt again. Knowles equally up to the task. Very solid at the back there for South Hobart. Flores, a sliding save. Stainsby just extended the arms there, but I think a lot was made of that by Jasper Evans. Oh, sorry, not Jasper Evans. It's 11 and 17. Miles Edwards, that's what you should say. Be hard to see that if you get blocked off on the right angle there. Can't get out of trouble there, Ferguson, this time. Again, he's brought a spark for the Lions. Just with that, he's trying a little bit of something different. All right. South Hobart muster end of end of regular time. Skipping ahead, and we will get some extra time here at KG5. No goals scored in regulation here in the Under-21 Statewide Cup final. We'll get a half an hour more of football and potentially penalties at the end of that, just to build that tension even more. South Hobart, definitely the team with more opportunities and the possession in this second half. And throughout the game, really, this second half, there was some goalmouth scrambles that really could have been put away and hit the crossbar once. On the other end, Kingborough have been pretty resolute. Lockie Schofield in goals has been probably player of the game. And on the other end of that, they've had a couple of counter-attacking opportunities now with subs made. The likes of Ajua gone. Might make it a little bit different sort of look for them in this sort of extra time period. I'll let the audience and myself just have a quick breather while teams just get a little bit of instruction. We won't have the long breaks in between play and extra time. Definitely settle in for the evening. Again, if you've been going all day, well done to you. Right, we should be in for an exciting grandstand finish. So please rejoin me back here on Football Tasmania TV in just a few moments. Thanks for rejoining me here on the Football Tasmania TV YouTube. Back at the Statewide Cup Finals, under 21's version of this. My name's Alex Mummery. Thank you again for joining us this evening. Hope you're all glued to your TVs, your laptops, your phone, potentially. Just enjoying just a little post Queen's birthday. Yes, under 21's Cup Final action. Nothing has separated these two sides within regulation. No goals to speak of. And they will, both captains, just have another toss of the coin and get themselves organised. There'll be too much changing over how they want to go about it. Both teams just getting set up for this extra time period. Again, we spoke a fair bit about sort of changing dynamics and just, I guess, development as well. And I think, these extra time opportunities, I don't come across these every day in league football, and some of these players are going to have to gut out the full 2 hours. And I think sometimes you get in the mentality of just playing for penalties, and I think that can be a bit of a trap at times. And even more so, just dealing with the physical side of the extra half hour. Cramp. Definitely something that a lot of these players will have to manage. And again, a lot of them go very hard, like in terms of just how much sprinting they actually do in the under 21s. It's a pretty fast-paced sort of game. Maybe a little bit less controlled sort of possession. Well, we can't say that really about how South Hobart have played. Generally, it can be a bit up and down. So we see that ball turned over and taken quite easily by Flores. Cordell hasn't had a heap to do in the South Hobart net. Not nothing, but hasn't been all action. Dolliver's challenge gets blocked off. It's Miles Edwards goes forward and well covered across by Jay Watkins. Have been quite a few subs made already by both sides. They have tried to freshen up their players when they've can. Doesn't get the ball back. This is frustration, but gonna have to get back in shape here, Kingborough. Carrius flings it in. Sets it back up. And again turned over. Just been a little bit wasteful in that midfield. Kingborough haven't found a good path forward through the middle today at all. And South, I think, in terms of how they press, that's where they're just trying to win that ball back in the middle. Kukola, pace up. Can't beat two players, beats one, but not two. And Knowles right in the back of Galt again. He's been, probably said it 3 or 4 times, just incredibly solid for South Hobart. A little bit of pinball in the middle there, but Ferguson will try to loop it over the top. He's saved by his right back in Wilcox, but stretched so far that he can only play the long ball up, and then Tom Caldell in the South Hobart goals will come and make the save. Galt, can he get some steam up now? Gets blocked off a little bit. Nakamura filling in. And easily done in the end. Cordell just shifting it out wide. Jared Moore asking for it out here, but now they'll just, again, go slow. South Hobart. They're never in too much of a rush. Not too much urgency. But given the control they've had over the game, this is where I'd start to push just a little bit more if I'm South. And that ball is turned over. I think, given the way the game's played out, Kingborough will be more happy to go to penalties. Here's more. Can they save it from penalties? Miles Edwards again, cutting on that left foot. Back up to Brew, who connects well. Had a bit of spin on it, but again, straight out Schofield. Been so clean today. And I guess that's the sort of thing. And are the coaches willing to roll the dice? Start to push just that little bit more. As to avoid pens. Or even push for that last minute winner. Here's Galt. And he does win a corner. As the referee was not sure, looking to his linesman, who's over the complete other side of the field. Too many complaints from Kingborough there, so potentially the right call made in the end, but it's a little bit of a surprising one. White. Mazimpaka. The ball into Dolliver. Nicely done. Hannah's in. Oliver shifting it nicely. Nice and calm. Kingborough captain. He's one. Being the captain of the under-21s, they've obviously earmarked him for essentially higher sort of things, or bigger things to come. Looks very classy at the back when he does get on the ball. Again, they haven't been able to just tick it over back there, Kingborough. South Hobart's press is a lot higher than the Lions at the moment. Lions looking to sit back and, again, South Hobart have possession back here where it doesn't really hurt the Lions. They don't mind too much. You can see they lock in when it comes back into these sorts of areas. Nakamura's little chip up for more. Edwards is trying to hunt it down. Ball down there and well marshalled away, I think. So any pen call there would have been a little bit in vain. Kingborough still mounting those sort of streaky counter-attacking opportunities. Long ball looking for Galt again. Sort of messy sort of football now. Can mean one of two things. Players are tired, or actually sometimes that sort of messy football just creates a bit of chaos and creates something. One of the few long balls I've seen played from South Hobart. It's marshalled off pretty well. Ferguson turns it over though. Watkins has his hands all over Drew. It's good battling from both of them, and Watkins does earn the free kick. Wow, it's good physicality from both players. Carius will take. It's a nice long ball in. Players fly. Bring it down. They don't. Castle Roberts' little poke back is not that good and just shielded off it. It was Hughes. Schofield's going to come up and take this one. He goes long. Mazenpaka doesn't know whether to go, whether to stay. Ball comes in anyway. Stainsby's in there. Castle Roberts up in the air. Big fly. Stainsby again. Moore with the header out. Oh, sorry, not Moore. Hannah with the header out. Maybe some cramp on the back end for the big centre back. Ferguson, low ball in and away. Dolliver heads it up. Ferguson again. Can't get through 3 South Hobart shirts. And a long and out of play. Kingborough starting to show signs of some attacking intent at the moment. And would be an absolutely historic achievement to do the under 21s and the Statewide Cup all in one. Ball up the line. Hughes. Carriers. Back to Hughes. Now looking to link up now, Kingborough. Haven't been able to get through the midfield at all today, but that's some nice little link-up play. He's working very hard over the other side. Hughes again. We'll get it back again. Touches a little heavy back into traffic, and Eamon Kukola. And Classy doesn't have the run that he wants. Didn't get any overlap that he probably needed. More running away from him. Kukola's just going to go again. Now slides back into Jarrah Moore. Turns the corner, uses his pace well. He hits the byline and deflected. Easily taken again by Schofield. And lovely little takedown by Nick Wright. Very, very disciplined performance from the defensive midfielder. Does not push very far up. Probably doesn't need to with the likes of Brew and Kukola. Here is Wright. We'll just slide it wide. He's feeling a little bit of cramp now. Low ball in. Kukola, more. Flag is up. The ball is in the back of the net, but the flag is up. It's been a struggle in front of goals all night for South Hobart. They finally put one in the back of the net. But just offside, off the cross. Just getting in front of the ball. Hard to see from this angle. Kingborough might have just been bailed out a little bit there. More with the fresh legs going around. Carriers using his pace. Here's more again. Big challenge from Dolliver. He comes through and turns away. The Kingborough captain going for a trot. A good long ball for Galt. He's onside this time, but leaves it behind. One-on-one with Hannah and just put it straight into the path of the South Hobart centre-back. And that's a little bit stiff, I think, not to be a goal kick. Hannah sees upset about that one. And from this angle, that looked like it may have just ricocheted back off Tristan Galt. However, they will get a corner. Floated up. It's a high ball. Very well taken by Cordell. Bravely taken by Cordell. And safely taken by Cordell. Those sorts of high corners, especially at this point in the game, just strike the fear in the hearts of defenders. Nice to have a keeper who can come out and absolutely just claim it. Galt. have some cramp behind play. South Hobart on the attack, though. Ball chipped up in. Moore's in there. Schofield again. Some great keeping from both keepers. Camped under the high ball and took it flying backwards. You can see he's one of these people. I don't think he's got one of these, the voice in the back of your head, almost the angel on the shoulder rather than the devil, to say, hey, just relax a little bit on some of these dives. That's what you want in a keeper. Somebody's just going to go hammer and tongs at it. Stolliver's head away. All right. A little bit of a tired sort of pass there. One of the few missteps he's made all game, to be honest. And we'll get one more substitution here. Looks like a double sub for Kingborough. With Castle Roberts coming off, that's one of the changes. And Abel Mulu coming on. Just lost the fourth official's board over there, so we'll just have to wait for the player to turn around. It'll be Finn Shoebridge. That will be the last sub, given they might not use MacArthur Bell, who is the reserve keeper. One last roll of the dice for Kingborough. Still got another half of extra time to play here. Cola, away by Dolliver. He's starting to lead from the front. Shoebridge getting his first piece of the action. Again, with these longer games as well, it tests your depth a little bit as well. We saw that to some extent in the senior competition. Interestingly, Dom Smith kind of earlier from Devonport when they were one up. Turned through. No foul. And, yeah, I don't make too many comments on substitutions. They are hard to get right. And I see Pucker. Oliver with a nice little pass, and then straight up the line. This time Shoebridge chasing it down. He's having to do the dog's work up there, not Tristan Galt. Name for a Commodore to say Tristan Galt. Hope he does stick around at some point. Jaron Moore. Miles Edwards. Well sorted out. Mazin Parker's gone down. He's just... in the middle of play. He wants the ref to stop it. He probably could have his own teammates to kick it out if they wanted to, but they're not going to do it. He's got cramp, and yeah, just one of these ones where maybe a referee should stop play, but maybe the players on your own team should kick it out if you're still down. And Mazin Parker's gone down, probably with some more cramp. Sorry to harp on about it, but we played in one or two of these cup games myself. We've gone to extra time. They are very hard work. I'm not saying that it's ever as fit as these guys out here. However, given the amount of running they've been doing today, playing a full 2 hours of football at this sort of intensity, a cup final, biggest game you'll probably play in the 21 schedule this season, will take a bit of toll on the body. You can see a few players stretching it out at the moment. Just making sure that they can keep on the park. I'm really sure South should have some more subs to go if they want them. Two more players they can do. we'll end up just having half time of extra time in that break. Probably fair enough given the state of both of the teams at the moment. Mazimpaka is just trying to walk it off at the moment. That may be his night over. They'll sort that out over the bench. Jeff Brown and Hugh Graham over there. Kingborough hanging tough in this one. 15 minutes to go. South have had most of the good opportunities in the game. Will be a little bit contentious around the offside goal from Jarrah Moore. Only a short break here for half-time or extra time. The team's always Kingborough back out, trying to show a bit of strength to say, we have legs, we're ready to go. They just get swapped over. A few instructions being dealt over in the South Hobart bench at the moment. Making sure that they can break it open or see it out to pens. Again, been a pretty brave performance from Kingborough. I think they have probably been just a little bit, I won't say outclassed, but just haven't had the possession that they probably would like in, let's say, other fixtures. However, the defensive shape has been absolutely immense, and particularly the back four, Jay Dolliver, William Stainsby in particular, and Lockie Schofield in goals as well. Spine in defence has been absolutely immense today. Can they keep South Hobart out for a little bit longer? Can they nick one back? Can South Hobart get over the line? It's all to play for here. The last 15 minutes of the Under-21 Statewide Cup final. Will we see a goal in regulation time, or will it go to penalties? Jay Dolliver will get us underway for Kingborough. Watkins trying to turn the corner. And shown out by Mazimpaka. He's stayed on the pitch. They've just swapped over wings again. I think that's probably the right option given Flores looking comfortable on his left foot. Again, it sort of just depends on the matchup that the South Hobart bench wants. Kohler still going for it. Big jump from Mazimpaka. Hits the ground. Moore's in there. Big shout for a handball. Lumped back in by Kingborough. Kohler again. He goes long. Give something for Moore to chase down. You can see how hard Moore runs. Half volley, well taken by Knowles. Nakamura. Can he get through? Nakamura, he's in behind and does go to the side of Lockie Schofield and puts it away. Bottom right-hand corner. South Hobart finally break the game open. We're over 105 minutes in. And Tiger Nakamura found some space. They stretched the play. And South Hobart go one up in the Statewide Cup final. Might just put the dagger through the hearts of these Lions. It's been a brave effort. They're going to have to pick themselves up and see if they can't go again. Still time in this one for them. And a game this late on in extra time. That might just be the winner. And it's Tiger Nakamura, the scorer. Just take another break, and Eamon Kakula will come off for a substitute. Just try and shore things up here, South. Are they going to just park it? Will they just try and keep it? Kingborough, can they respond? Stainby's gone up forward for them. They're going to have to press. Malou, one of the fresher players, he's going to be one that they're just going to say, run. Caudle goes long. Interestingly, South starting to go long now that they probably should be keeping it. They'll do it again. They're just going to dump it into the corner. Dolliver. Schofield doesn't have any options that he likes. Goes wide and out of play. And any time out of the game will be like gold for South Hobart. There's still a fair bit of time in this one. It might feel like a bit of a hard road back for Kingborough. They've still got over 10 minutes. Can they bring it back? Can they push it to penalties? It's going to be hard for them. Nick Wright over the ball. Won't be rushing at all. It's an interesting little piece of play there. Kingborough, their shape's been so good all game, and the one time that they just get caught out on the counter, South Hobart in space. Nakamura one-on-one. Would have had to try very hard to miss that. As good as Schofield's been, and he's good there again with his hands. He put it just underneath the keeper. Carius with a long high ball. Malou's under it. Brew gets away. Pushing forward now, South Hobart. Comes to the top. Teed back up. Nakamura again looking for a sneaky double. Now, Kingborough, they're going to have to muster something here. Nakamura shows it out well. In again here. Griggs with that ball over the top. Can't find it. I think this has been, well, you know, any South Hobart team, they just have that. Maybe they're a bit susceptible to that. No, they aren't. Here's Malou who tees it up and hits. Had a good angle and just slides it over the bar. It's a good little opportunity. Now, going along. I guess they don't want to invite the press at this late stage of the game. However, I think Kingborough prefer this sort of ball. Dolliver. Well, don't think over the top. Does hold up. Potentially a foul. There is. Just outside the box. Hannah was just in the way there. And hold up Finn's Shoebridge there. A few decisions to make here. Was that a goal-scoring opportunity? The old dog so. And it was outside the box. You could see that from at least from here. And only just, you could see. Look, it's Ferguson who's off as Knowles trying to take it back. As you sometimes see at any level of football, but especially in the 21s. It's a little bit of sass, a little bit of chippiness. South Hobart Wall aren't wanting to get back at all here, and they're being very slow. And I think if they take any further time, they may be susceptible for a card here. I think it's Ferguson who's standing over this one for Kingborough. Dougal, Ferguson. So we just cross our I's, dot our T's. The referee's ready to go here. Can Dougal Ferguson knot this one up? It's a good position. Ferguson. And good shape. But not challenging Tom Cordell's goals. About 8 minutes to go in this one. And South Hobart going long. Oh, it's a little bit skewed, but hits Knowles. And Knowles absolutely puts his through that one. Moore gets up, though. And he followed through on Wilcox as well. That was a little bit rash, I will say, trying to stop the play there from Jack Knowles. He's probably got what he needed out of that, actually, to slow the play up. That was absolutely smashed through Malou there. Didn't make a foul. I'm not saying he did there. And also just off the play as well. There will be Griggs to take. Kingborough again. They're having some opportunities here. And they push it to Pens. Kimura. Oh, he's going to camp at the halfway line. Going to make sure they can't put everyone forward here. Griggs with a big ball forward. Cordell comes and catches easily. They're going to have to work hard here, Kingborough. Nakamura's all alone up forward. Wilcox has made his way back. Nakamura lump it forward, and Schofield might get here. Holds up a little bit. Jared Moore, that hard run. That's a good ball that's gone up the middle. Ferguson can't turn again. And now Jared Moore, similar opportunity here, goes around Dolliver. Dolliver gets his body in well, still falls for Moore and finishes it off. That must be the win for South Hobart. Jared Moore sends the supporters up the back there into raptures. Everyone rushing to the South Hobart players. Jay Dolliver tried his hardest on that one. Thought he won it well and then just fell to the big striker. And again, he's going to put that one away. No questions asked. They've battled very hard, the Kingborough Lions, wanting to back up the seniors as well. Just couldn't hold them out much longer, and the floodgates have opened here for South. Themselves have stuck with it all game. And that's what happens when you're the goal to the good right at the end of the game. Create those opportunities. Everyone had to go forward for Kingborough. They had to risk it. And just couldn't cover all of their bases for 2 hours. It's a hard task. And haven't quite got the job done tonight. For South, that's just going to be icing on cake. 5 minutes for them to breathe it in. Don't do anything silly. Keep possession, and you see a lot of their players love to do that. But for now, that's going to be a real heartbreaker for Kingborough. One of these things, confidence. So different. More now. Dancing through players. Sets it up for Brew. More wanting more there. Good striker. Number 9. He's do that. I'd say interesting tactic from both the 21s, and it happened in the senior men's game as well. The strikers, the main strikers, I'd say, for both sides. Noel Mees and more coming on late in games, and actually good effect for both teams. So we'll watch for sort of how you structure your side in a cup final. You can get it wrong the other way. You get off to a bad start. That will just do the world of good for confidence of a lot of these players, and probably goes back to that conversation I was having earlier in the game is who's got that future? Nick Wright absolutely rips into that challenge. Got all ball, and then what did Dougal Ferguson off it. And it's been a pretty good natured game. A couple of little rash, little kind of fire spots at different moments. Sometimes South Hobart and Kingborough games can get a little bit chippy. There's a slight rivalry there, given the proximity of the clubs. So at both WSL and NPL level, a lot of shared sort of history of players, and sometimes that can lead to very friendly sort of rivalries, and others it can be a bit sour. You don't have that so much at under 21s level. A lot of these players, these sorts of clubs have come through these clubs as Edwards is streaking away up forward. Dolliver can't get away now. It's just run out of legs. The big Kingborough centre back and captain. Again, defending for that amount of time is Nakamura again, this time poking on the left. Flick forward's not bad. We'll sit up for Kingborough here. Can't get a nice shooting opportunity. Goes back and a little turn through. Can't quite keep it in. In Shoebridge with the run through. He's had some energy since coming on as well. He's battled hard. Just couldn't sort his feet out. Maloo's corner. It's a decent one, but Caudle's been good under those all night. Been tested, and he'll just say, there's no one forward. I'm going to just take territory, take time out of the game. Pretty good in the end. Just kept in by Schofield. Everyone forward for Kingborough now. Little flick on. Ferguson just got caught under his feet. Mazimpaka with an excellent challenge and goes down afterwards. Almost at the 120-minute mark. Not long now to go. Kingborough. Can they make it a grandstand finish? Again, Caudle's underneath it. Again, he takes very cleanly. Clean hand, Caudle. And that will be the final whistle here in the under-21 statewide cup final. Kingborough were brave in defeat, but they couldn't get over the top of South Hobart, who scored 2 goals in the second half of extra time. Tiger Nakamura to break it open. Jaramore to finish it off. And you can see the celebrations. Clubmates from all age levels coming to celebrate with the South Hobart team. It's a big win and just such a confidence booster for young players. Cup victories at any level, but particularly when you're growing up. Don't typically forget them. Bit of a journey to get here, and they've stamped their authority on this one. Definitely had the better of the play, definitely had the better of the opportunities throughout the game, and they were able to get over the top. It was a gutsy effort from Kingborough, but they weren't able to do the double of both the senior under-21s finals. Hope you've enjoyed it, the day today. Full 12 hours of football almost for all of you. It's been exciting throughout all of the finals, and thank you all so much for joining us. Stick around for the presentations, and we'll see you all next time.